This week's episode of the Good Dude Podcast is brought to you by Embrace Jiu-Jitsu, Hidden House Coffee, and Next Gen Peptides.
It's funny. I feel like
I can make a move.
Hats look weird on me now ever since the hair's been gone.
Dude, when you cut the flow.
Bro, I miss it. I regret it so much.
Really?
Yeah, I was feeling more like Christ, and then I cut the hair, and I just feel like I'm like a Roman. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, who
more
invited
masculine,
this
though.
guy?
Toxic
Jesus had long
masculinity
hair.
is what I'm all about.
did.
Oh, dude, that was the last thing we
We don't
talked
know
about.
that, though, for a fact.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
that's
Factual.
true.
No, I'm not. I don't.
We don't know what he
Was
looked
the
like.
shroud? No, we had the shroud of
Turin.
Turin.
We do have that, but
I
But
don't
is
believe
it-
that
is it-
one.
I'm thinking he's Filipino.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Ben's like, he looks just like me.
Dude,
He might.
the same complexion. He had a
You do have
tattoo
good
right
complexion.
here.
All I know is
Do you
he
ever
was
put
not the
sunscreen?
white Scandinavian
No, I
Viking.
need to.
Do you
I need
actually,
to start.
though? I
I
feel
don't
like-
put sunscreen
do you
on.
burn?
And I don't put lotion
I don't wear
on.
sunscreen either.
I don't-
Lotion.
I need to start. Look at this
It's
is
like
what's
this whole
going to
thing
happen
right
to you
now
guys if you
that
don't
you're not
start taking
supposed to
care of
put
yourself.
sunscreen.
Well,
But
that's
then you gotta
I've
find the
always been on
balance.
that trend.
Dude, look at how
I have
gnarly
to.
this is.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Normal
He's-
wrinkles?
No.
Artemis
Very
3, bro.
self-conscious about it.
RF3?
No, I said Artemis 3.
Oh,
Is that the peptide?
No.
I have really bad.
The moon mission. Because he calls it his grave.
RBF?
So it was a very
It's getting
long.
worse,
that's
dude,
very
with this
clever.
line
Very
right
long
here.
I wouldn't.
It's
that
causing me
line
to.
is not getting that
This
bad.
one.
No, bro.
No,
It's
there's
the
nothing
11.
there.
You should do plastic surgery.
Thinking about getting
Should get some
Botox.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm down.
Botox.
For these,
Inject peptides right
these
before
two lines right
Yo, did you see
here,
that thing that came
I'll do
out
some
in,
BPC right here.
the injections, like they never leave?
That's okay.
The Botox?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's awful for you.
Yeah,
but I'm
you
thinking
should.
about getting it.
Let's do it. I'll go with you, dude. I need a chin tuck, too.
I need to.
Yeah, Ben's all organic vegetables and doesn't eat all this different stuff, but then he's like Botoxing.
Brotoxing.
Don't
You're
ever
gonna
do
be
it.
a white girl, Orange County.
Don't ever do it.
And I want to get my nipple done so it looks like it's winking. Like just one
Just
across. Just
I think we're going to lose a lot of listeners today.
Maybe. There's
Actually,
a
I
good
don't even
chance.
care.
Amen.
No, we have 4 of us, and you've both been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Jordan and I think you and I have been on the podcast before.
I don't know.
I've seen you.
All right, so we got Mr. Hollow over there.
AKA the
is
hobby.
this starting?
Yeah, we're started, dude. We're rocking.
We don't do an official intro anymore.
We just changed it.
roll
We're just flowing now.
I like that.
On, okay.
And then we got J-Lo over here. Jordan.
It's the
L.
Jordan couch.
Yeah, it's true.
And then we got Big Dog Jordan over here.
Dude, I love being called Big Dog.
You are a big dog.
You know what?
Yeah.
They're like Big Dog. I'm like, I'm short king my whole
Oh
life.
my gosh, did Devin send you the Big Dog reel?
Oh, yeah.
that
Did she
guy
send it
that
to you?
was- that was
You
so
need to
hyped
do
on
it.
it?
Yes,
I will.
Yes.
you need to do it.
He's like,
Big
call your
dog.
friends Big Dog.
Bro, she was dying laughing, and I was like, what are you doing
So
over there,
he
you psycho?
recreated it from somebody else.
Okay, but that guy did
But
it.
he did it so
He did
good.
it flawless.
She just was giggling, and then
Yeah.
she was like, I just think this is pure Jordan. He needs to do this.
Bro.
Like,
I
Jordan
need to see this.
needs to do this.
What's funny is I would consider it wildly inappropriate to receive like texts from like other spouses, but it's
Mine.
like,
Oh, mine? No. heck
but it's
no.
like your wife texting me. It's totally normal. It's like my sister texting me. I'm like, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Well, she
Usually we're
just,
talking crap on Ben. That's kidding.
just giggling about it. Everyone talks crap on me.
Oh yeah, we had
don't talk
we had a group text with the 4 of us, and we have one without Ben. It's just
You should.
It's
called
him and the girls. It's called the girl chat.
Oh, God.
He's dead serious.
Is it because of how you cross your legs?
It's the moms.
It's the moms.
Okay, so he
Well, in
he
all
always
fairness,
says he's with the girls.
Yeah, I mean, but like there was a while though there that was me because I like when I wasn't.
Yeah.
I had that time off. I was always at like the park dates and everything like that, and it was like
Yeah.
all the moms and Jordan playing on the swing set. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
We were
that's
at
where I
dinner.
live. That's
It's not
my
a bad
space.
place to be. It's not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
We were at dinner and I was talking to one of the husbands, and then I just see Hall. I wish I was wearing a GoPro, and I see Hollow looking around. All of a sudden, he's like, "Where's the guys?" Because
I'm
it was just
outside.
him with the wives. And I was like, "Bro, I love
nothing
it.
wrong with it.
I support it, dude."
In high school, I would have killed for that.
I know.
But now,
Well, you were homeschooled.
like,
you
where-
probably would have done great in high school.
it's true. that was probably what it was.
Your mom was like, "No, we're homeschooling him on purpose.
Yeah.
He's got way too much
Were you
just for
homeschooled?
charisma."
I was
Really?
from
So
K
was
through-
Jordan.
Yeah,
So was I.
kindergarten
I was
through high
homeschooled
school.
most of my life. What?
Your
Yeah.
face is just mind blown right now.
And then when
no,
I
I
finally
had
did
no
go to
idea.
school-
Yeah.
I went to public school 1 year, and I was like, this is total crap.
I didn't
I
even
literally
do-
was like, I finished my work.
What was wrong with it?
Because I literally, the first day I finished my work, I was like, cool, I'm done. She's like, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna go outside. She's like, no. And I was like, what do you mean no? She's like, no, you gotta wait for the rest of the class. I was like, what do you, I'm done. She's like,
Why did I do
I did
all
my
this?
work.
She's like, well, it's not recess yet. I was like, what's the point of being? I was literally in first grade, and I remember telling her, I was like, what's the point of being here? And she was like,
Amen.
No way.
Confined.
I don't know.
no solid answer.
Other than you have to wait until recess. And I was like, I literally went home and I was like, Mom, Dad, this is the biggest mistake. Because I asked to go to public. I was like, this is the biggest mistake I've ever made. And they're like, you asked for it, so you got to wait a whole year. Next year,
They made you write it out a
Yeah,
whole
they're
year.
like, next year you can go back to homeschooling, but this year you got to hang out.
That's good
I
parenting.
love it.
It was the
support it.
worst,
Yeah.
bro.
I support that though.
Yeah.
I know. I appreciate the
Are
follow through.
any of your kids homeschooled or no?
Both of ours.
Yeah.
Both of yours?
What
It's
are you
been
gonna
good?
say? What are you gonna say?
No, has it been good?
I love it.
I'm thinking of going that route. so.
I love it.
Do you do like pods?
We go. It's a hybrid. So
Yeah,
they go
that's
to
what I mean.
school. Yeah, 2 days a week. They have normal.
I think that's
class
They actually went to
and
this.
all that.
They're in the same homeschool that I went to as a kid.
Yeah, the same
God.
program.
Their kids are, yeah.
There's a statue of Jordan there.
There is. It's a very short statue. Some people think it's a gnome.
I like.
It's
I
a-
love how I'm like. I wouldn't be shocked.
in the garden.
You need to grow your beard out to do that.
I'm
yeah.
going to get a custom gnome made off of Temu
You
and have you
should.
guys drop it off
You
one
really
day.
need to let it just.
They
Yeah.
would not even know if we put it somewhere on the campus.
We
There's
should
no
do
way they
that.
would know.
We should 3D
it'll
print
have the
one.
good dude dad hat on.
By the gazebo area.
Yes.
Dude, there's no way. Or gazebo. Yeah, the old or that.
The old building?
Yeah.
You have to
That'd be
leave your
It's
mark.
not in the same like building.
No,
but
it's changed.
It's changed
Well,
a
dude,
lot, and
yeah.
there's like a bunch of them now. But yeah,
I was talking
Yeah.
to the principal yesterday, and she was like, "Man, I have." It was kind of cool. She like almost like semi-vented to me,
Oh.
Yeah.
not in a bad way, but she's like, I'm doing open house," and I just was like, "Why?" Because the waiting list is crazy, and she's like, "We only do them once a month." And, I have to basically let people tour the campus just to tell them, oh, sorry, you can't come here.
Wow.
Like, the list is big.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm specifically not saying where our kids go to school because I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
them to
No,
know
that's
that.
good.
But
I didn't say it on purpose
Yeah.
either.
I just, it's crazy.
What was the name of it again?
It's, dude, perfect.
Yeah, no, we wanted to send our kids there, and the wait list is
It's crazy.
You
And
couldn't get him in?
No, I'm looking at other places.
Was it because he's got in?
I was trying to get him
Yeah.
to play his contacts, but he was too
no,
big.
dude, I
Big dog
think
you.
He big dogged me.
Yeah.
they have room for certain grades. And I think
Maybe.
Hudson's might be.
I'm gonna have to hit him up.
Because Bo got in. We
Oh, no
also
way.
get priority though because we have a student there.
Yeah, because you have a student there.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think Kinder's good. It's the first,
I
second,
have to ask
thirds.
Nana and
Odd
Papa
for
for
you.
some help.
What's that?
Your kids are in a pod, or what are they doing?
It's the
Same thing.
Same thing?
They're in the
Yeah.
same class.
Same class.
Wow.
That's how we kind of got to be a little closer because I would have never picked Hollow.
No, amen.
I'm
We talk
kidding.
about
dude.
this all
I'm
the time.
sorry.
We talk
Wow,
about this all
it
the
feels
time.
like we just
How are
put
we
Jordan on the
friends?
outside. Like we're all like, yeah, we all know this. You don't know this?
No, I don't. No.
Our daughters were in kindergarten together last year and became like really good, like best friends. We've always known each
Naturally.
other from the shop.
And so now they have
Yeah.
to put up with each other on regular basis.
What is the shop for our listeners?
Hidden House.
Oh, okay.
Coffee.
Yeah.
In your cup. No, it was cool, dude. Devin and I talk about it because, dude, like when you start getting to the age where your kids are in school, like you're
I can't even imagine.
well, dude, your kids are gonna make friends, right?
Yeah,
and
it's
then when they
wild.
have like their best friends, like they're so young that obviously when they want to hang out, like I'm not letting my kid go hang out with some
Yeah.
strangers, right?
Yeah, no,
So
exactly.
for the first several times, it was like, yeah, let's go. The girls wanted to
together.
go hang out. So
Yeah.
and we knew them. We were already friends with them.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't hang out that much prior to them going to school. I think, right? Maybe when
No,
we got in
re-
my van is when we started hanging more.
Yeah, you're
you got in
like,
your
come in
van?
my van.
Yeah, I tried to lure them in.
I was gonna get that. So creepy.
I blocked out
I got
windows.
free cold brew.
And I have,
There was
but look
healthy
at us
candy.
now.
Hey, amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Or you
That's
spend
good.
your time fostering a friendship, and then they just move to Alabama. Freaking Steven.
Forgot his name.
I was like, am I moving
Said
now?
your
No?
own name.
I know. All this for Steven.
yeah. But
Anyway.
Did they leave yet already?
yeah.
Yeah. They're gone.
But it's cool because Dev and I were talking about how we're very lucky that Cash and Eiley happen to have their friendship.
Yeah.
Because, dude, like, we love Grace and Hollow, obviously, but dude, you imagine, like, you're them picking a kid we didn't like their parents?
Dude.
Which I guarantee you it's
everyone's
going to
nightmare.
happen at some point.
It's everyone's
Yeah.
nightmare.
But I'm like, oh, like,
Yeah.
I have to say I appreciate both your girls so much because like when we were all at the beach for your birthday, Harper just wanted nothing more than to be with the older girls,
Aw,
and they
dude.
were so sweet about it. They
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, Harper, come on!" And then they
Yeah.
were like playing peekaboo with Paisley when she was like pretending to drive the car, and I was like, "Dude, what good kids!" Like,
they are good.
You guys are on a
good
whole
kids.
other level because I haven't really experienced any of that. You know,
You will, though.
I know.
You got
Yeah.
like a year,
know.
realistically, year and a half.
I know. I'm really just enjoying like we are his whole world right now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Two?
mean? Like
3?
he's
2.
gonna be 2 this month.
He's going to
Yeah.
be 2.
Yeah.
So, dude, you got realistically like
I
a
know.
year and a half. Like, look at Walker. He's only 3.
Yeah, I can't handle that.
yeah, but that's different too because he has older siblings.
That's also true.
So
You
he's going. But yeah, Maverick
at
gravitates to the older kids.
And so at
for
least
sure.
Maverick gets it at church, too, though.
Yes.
Because without that component, then, you know, he's at least getting to see all the kids go crazy. And
Yeah, he loves it.
And as you have more kids, you'll see it. Like it's
know.
different.
I love seeing all of the kids on Sundays now.
I know.
it's
It's
so
I
so fun.
love it.
Oh, it's wild.
It's so cool because you like look out.
I know they're hyped.
Yeah, and they're all just running around. Because I remember being, you know, 7th or 7, 8, 9, 10, like getting out of church, running all around, getting in
Yeah.
trouble. Like,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
we would run through the sanctuary. And now, like, all of our kids are doing it. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I know
that's
it's
cool.
really nice to have that, you know. And I know as he ages and grows with other kids, it's just going to become more and more meaningful. you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, I think it's special to have your kids plugged into that kind of community. You know, like we've loved it. So yeah, it's been nice.
This could have been almost a plug for Mesa, but at the beginning we were talking about nipple piercings. So I don't think Keith is going to let
Yeah.
this one happen.
Still good.
Maybe.
Never know.
A
You
little,
could edit it.
little AI.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, right off of nipple piercings, I thought we thought it would be really cool to kind of, I don't know where it's going to go. And I mean, we don't have crazy amount of time, but obviously it's the week before Easter. I don't know when we're going to release this, but at least we're talking about it.
I'll push it out on
Tuesday. I just thought it'd be really cool for each one of us to kind of give like a high level view of like what your faith means to you, right? Like as we sit here and we think through like the rest of this week, I sat literally this morning in my chair. I'm like finished reading like Exodus chapter like 6, 7, and 8. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, like what was Jesus going through today? But obviously then knowing what he knew and what he was about to endure, and you're 2 days away from obviously, you know, him getting crucified. I was just like sitting there this morning and I was like, dude, like, and I've thought about this hundreds of times in my life, but this morning, I don't know. I feel like it maybe just hit me a little differently because I'm maturing in my faith. I knew we were going to talk about it, but I was like, dude, what was he going through? Like, you're sitting there, I'm getting ready to go to a workout, my back's hurting, and I'm like complaining. I'm like, oh, dude, my back hurts. I'm gonna have to go work out.
Yeah.
And then this guy knows what's about to happen to him and still just, you know, is cruising.
Walked
when-
right into it.
Huh?
He walked right into it.
Yeah.
Knowingly.
And willingly.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, obviously a lot of people, if you're not a believer, you probably won't understand that. But there's so much historical and scientific evidence that Jesus' crucifixion was real. And hundreds and thousands of accounts of the story of Jesus' crucifixion. So to me, like without obviously being there and obviously without having my faith, like if I'm just looking at things logistically and logically, if you read like that podcast from that guy, if you read like 1,000 different stories, there's going to be little differences in there. But if the entire story, over 1,000 people still check out to be pretty right on, like how can you not believe that?
I was actually listening to a podcast on the way here talking about this, and it was like there's like basically 3, because through outside of the Bible they have proven that Jesus was a real person. They're like he like there's just too much evidence to say that he wasn't a real person. And so they go, okay, well he either wasn't the Son of God and he was crucified and died, and then they grabbed his body and they went and hid it. But then they're like, that means that just like thousands of people that saw him, all either all hallucinated the same hallucination, like in multiple different areas at like the same time period, which is like very impossible.
Right.
They either lied, but like everyone, like people that were following him, like were crucified in the most brutal ways over a lie.
And to what end?
And they're like psychologically, that's almost impossible. The other one is like the actual story that the Romans said, where like, oh, we fell asleep and then someone came, and it's like Roman soldiers were executed if they did not perform their duties properly. It wasn't like they're like the mere fact that these Roman soldiers were able to go around and go, oh, we were asleep and they stole Jesus and we're still alive to tell about it, is literally impossible. They're like, no, if you messed up like an assignment, if they caught you asleep, they would have killed you. That's that as a Roman soldier. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, or he truly was the Son of God. And they're like, there's like really like, those were your options. And it was like, wow, that's when they put it that way, I was like,
it's crazy.
That's insane. And then they go, there was multiple earthquakes within a week. The sky turned black. And he's like, imagine that you're someone that witnessed all this happen. Like, I think there was 3 earthquakes within when he died to when he rose again.
There was one big one.
To when he ascended.
When the veil tore.
Yeah.
They just proved that.
They have proved
they
it.
proved it.
They have proved it.
That there was one.
The sedimentary layers in the earth were messed up.
That's
Crazy.
wild.
Yeah, they literally, and the time frame that giant earthquake was that they have is literally like right when he was crucified. Like that's like the time gap. But there was 3 massive earthquakes. The sky went black, and they go, how funny is it that the people at that time were more comfortable with believing a lie that he wasn't the Son of God than witnessing this entire thing and acknowledging the fact that they missed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that was heavy.
It's pretty and that's what I'm saying, like when you look at it in that way. But the argument to that people will say is like, no one's debating that Jesus was real at this point. Now, most people don't debate the fact that Jesus was a real person.
Right.
What they're debating is if he was the Son of God, or was he just a prophet, or was he...
But you know what's interesting on that fact is, like, I hear this one a lot, is that when people talk about Jesus, and most of them, if you ask, what do you think about him? And they know he's real, and they'll say, well, I think he was a good person, and he had some good teachings. You know, but it's like, but he also claimed he was the Son of God.
Yeah.
So he's either like a madman, a liar, right? Or he's what he said he is. Like, there's no, like, he's just, he had good teachings. He's
He was
like,
either a lunatic.
he taught he was the Son of God.
Yeah.
So,
Well, even a lot of non-believers still to this day use the 10 Commandments or biblical practices and teachings as a way of life, right? Because it's pointing back to something good, something better.
yeah.
But the faith or the debate of like Jesus being the Son of God is so different. And it's crazy because you can, I don't know. The more I've like dived into it, the more it just reaffirms my faith. And what I also tell people, like non-believers too, is like, could you pick apart different parts of the Bible? Yeah, I think you could, right? Like, I'm just being honest. Do I still believe it to be true? Yes, I do. But is there holes and gaps that I'm like, okay, like Genesis, I understand Moses was probably the author, but when you're recounting stories from things that you're not around for, that's where the argument comes into play, right?
Right.
But I also believe that my wife's not going to go out and cheat on me at girls' weekend, you know, when they're out in Vegas doing whatever. Like, I'm not seeing it. I can't see her. I'm not
you have
tracking her.
a level of trust and
But I
faith.
believe it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I believe and I have faith that my trust in our relationship is there. And I think that's something that gets overlooked when we talk about our faith sometimes, is like, dude, there's stuff in the Bible that is written about and talked about that I in my logical mind have a hard time being like, how? But then it reminds me of, if I knew how, then why would we need God?
Yeah.
Right? And you know, if you're listening to that, you might think that's stupid or naive, but I just have seen God show up in my life so many different times in so many different ways that you cannot tell me that it's not real, that they're the coincidences, or that I made those things happen. Like, no, bro, I might have walked through a door that was opened, or I might have ran into a door that was shut, you know? But let's kick it off with you, Hollow. Like, just like, I know it's like kind of a weird thing, but just, again, like when I was sitting this morning and just thinking through like the gravity of what, Friday is, like Good Friday to us, obviously Jesus being crucified, but there's so much that leads up to that, and the amount of, like, obviously we rip on each other all the time, right? In fun. Like just the slander and the abuse and the torture and the spitting on and the hating, the mockery, the freaking beatings he took, like all of that. And again, has been proven to an extent to have been like actually have taken place. Like for any person to be able to go through that, whether you believe he's the Son of God or not, just to go through that, like that's so crazy. And so I thought it'd just be cool to just kind of share what it means to you. Yeah. And it's like and that can be a really long thing, but if you have to try to condense that.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to go off what you said. It's so easy to try and answer everyone's question. Like when someone's like, oh, why do you believe in God? I think the like logical man in us wants to answer every question because we want to say, oh, I know the answer. But it's like, this is why we call it our faith. Like if we can describe God, if we could answer every question, he wouldn't be worthy of our worship because he'd be on our level. So for someone to be on a higher level, it's like, oh yeah, I shouldn't be able to answer that. I shouldn't be able to align perfectly with you because we're not the same. And so I've always loved that. Like, it's almost like the fact that I don't know everything almost proves it more in this weird way. But I think talking about Good Friday, I mean, it's weird. We call Good Friday the day that Jesus was crucified good. It should be Bad Friday, but we don't call it that. Why? Because of the hope we have. For me, I mean, I think it's really easy to kind of forget about Good Friday personally, because we have this like happy Jesus mentality of like, what's going on? Like, oh, we're like, oh, dude, everything's good because I have Jesus. And we kind of like downplay the crucifixion and exactly what he went through. And it's crazy because Jesus being fully God, fully man, like, he went forward. He said the joy that was set before him. He went to the cross willingly, but he was still fully man. It wasn't like he's like, oh, I'm so stoked for this in the sense of the pain. Like he was going to experience all those things. And it's pretty crazy when you really sit back and just look at what Jesus went through. It's such a crazy picture of love because, being a parent, there's nothing we wouldn't do for our kids, right? Like there's been so many scenarios where you get these like weird intrusive thoughts, like, yeah, if that guy pulled out a gun, I would jump in front. Like, but there's no thought or action where you'd be like, let me think about this. And to think that that's what Jesus did for us when we're so undeserving. Because if he's God and we're just this creation that, I can make another Hollow right now. Like, go ahead and take him. But the value he saw in us because of his love, that he was willing to go to the cross willingly, is just, man, it's mind-blowing. And honestly, like the whole parent imagery of God being the Father, Jesus being the Son, it's such a cool picture for us as parents of just being sacrificial in our love. That it's not just this exchange of like, oh, you do this for me. It's like, no, it's unconditional. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but man, it is a heavy week. And when you really, like you're saying this week, just even reading Exodus, when you just stop and think about this whole story leading up to this key moment and what it's done for humanity as a whole, it's wild.
Yeah.
I like how you said he was like fully God and fully man, because he was. And it's like one thing that I was reading about over the week, and I'll give like my full answer later on after you go, but is that even like in those moments, you get to see the fully man part, or like fully man part 2, where he's like, God, if there's another way, take this cup from me. And then also at the same time going, yeah, but not your will, or not my will, but yours be done.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like he knew. And it's not, what blows my mind too is that not only did he knew he was going to suffer, he knew the level of suffering from the beginning. And yet he treated everyone the entire time the way that he did, and loved on them the way that he did, and did all those things the way that he did, knowing that the entire time that he was going to suffer it in that way.
Yeah.
And then to like be on the cross and be like, my God, why have you forsaken me? Just like the rawness of like, that's like the that's the human side right there. Like, and it's so cool, like, because earlier David in Psalms said something very similar.
Yeah.
My God, why have you forsaken me? And it was so good that God was like, yeah, David, write that down because we're going to keep that forever. And then down the line, your own lineage, my son, is going to say that as he's dying on the cross.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
just like the rawness and the realness. It like gave a whole new rawness and realness to my prayer life, where it's like, where the Son of God can literally look at God and go, God, why have you forsaken me? And it's like, if the Son can say that to the Father, like, and David can say that to God, it's like having real prayers where you're really talking to God about what's really going on in your life. And there's moments in your life where you're just going like, God, I feel like you've abandoned me. And yet he didn't, and he hasn't. But it's just like being able to be raw with him and like that, it hit me pretty heavy. So,
Well, dude, it's real. And you look at Psalm 23 and it says the key word in that scripture that we overlook often is even though I will walk through the valley, even though. So it's stating like, I'm going to. Like it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of I'm going to. So even though I'm walking through that, like he's going to be there, you know. And it's that key word and switch of like, oh yeah, I've felt abandoned so many times, but so did he, you know. And it's real, and it is raw, and it becomes something that if we think about more, like I couldn't imagine like the 12 closest people to me and knowing one was literally betraying me, stabbing me in my back, and the other one was going to deny me, which is another betrayal, and you still just go out and do it. Like if one of y'all did that to me, I'm punching in your mouth and I'm leaving. You know, like I would like to say I wouldn't.
Oh, we know you would.
That's what's up. So don't do it. But you know what I mean? Like that level of just.
Yeah.
but then he redeems them in the end, where he brings them back by the fire, which is like where he denied Jesus, that smell of the campfire burning. He brings him back to a place very similar where the campfire's burning.
That's good.
And he asks him again 3 times, do you love me?
Yeah.
And it's like in that moment he gets to redeem.
Yeah.
Like he was already redeemed on the cross, but he gets to mentally, like physically having the emotion of that he felt during that night, the person that you betrayed, the same sounds, the same smells, and go, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? And it's like each one, it was like he was erasing that first.
Wow.
I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
powerful.
like, dude, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's beautiful because I feel like God, he can change our lives when we accept him, but then he also like cares about our thoughts and like, you know, reframing our minds to him. So we have that truth, right? That moment where we accept him and then we're just constantly being refined, you know? And I've just found that throughout my whole life. Like talk about why our faith in him matters. You know, it's because we get to be like David in Psalms. Like I was thinking that, like even reading it today at the shop, I was just reading through the Psalms and it just hit me as I'd start each one I look at, you know, it's just him just being raw and real with God. You know, it's almost like every day, I'm sure there's days we wake up just like overwhelmed with so much going on and just calling out, like, God, I need you. Or thanking him, thank you for being my rock, my salvation. Because like lately I've just been so busy and I can't do it without him. I can't even imagine doing life without God. Like I've been blessed to know him and follow him from a young age, but you still have to invest in that relationship, you know, to keep it healthy, keep it real. And I don't know, I just think about everything that he went through, everything he did, and even him being that raw and real, just like David was, just like we should be with him, you know, like you were talking about. And that's people talking to them about Jesus and they're hesitant. I always say, well, just try talking to him. Like, even if you don't believe, just try talking to him and be real and raw of like, I don't believe, you know, and just see what happens, see how he reaches in, see how he shows up for you. And he's always shown up for me, like throughout my whole life. So it's just not even a question of why would I follow him. My faith, it means everything. Like he has been everything. He's provided everything. I look at my wife, I look at my son. That's more than I could have ever dreamt of in life, you know, and all the other blessings that come with that, but all the hardships that's come with it too. But he's gotten us through all of it. And, you know, like you said, though we walk through the valley of shadow of death.
Yeah.
Yea, though we walk through it, we will. We do have periods of it. There's periods where we don't feel close to God, just like Jesus didn't in that moment. But we can always cry out to him, and he'll always show up for us. So that's a long-winded answer of just my faith is just in him is because he's always been, and he's never shown me any sign other than I'm there for you. And yeah, I could get emotional talking more about it, and I probably will. But like pouring into his scripture even lately, like I gave a sermon, I think it was last Sunday, no, the Sunday before, and as I prepped for it, you know, you're reading the Bible and you're connecting with him, and you, even if you read these stories hundreds of times, right, like they can still come out alive and new and in a whole new perspective. And that happened this last time where you're looking at a parable of Jesus and going back to what we were talking about earlier, like him saying who he is. He's either a madman or he is who he says he is. And in this parable of Luke 15, he gives this parable of the shepherd, the sheep that goes astray, and the shepherd going after him. And then the lost coin, the woman loses the coin, and then the father that's there for the prodigal son when he returns. And it hit me that's the Holy Spirit. That's the shepherd. Christ is that woman looking for the coin in the darkness that comes down. And then the Father is there with open arms. And he's, right, waiting for us to come back to him. And so he's telling the audience exactly who he is. And it's kind of like us in life. He's always telling us who he is. He's showing up for us. And he's always there waiting for us. And he's just reveals himself to us every day. And all it takes is for us to let him find us, or for us to run back to him, because we're all in different walks, different paths with our journey with him. But for anybody listening, it's like, just talk to him, because he's there, he's waiting, he's searching for you, and he wants you to find him. So I don't know, I just really love his relentless love for us. Like you said, you were talking about being a good father, right? Like what we would do for our kids.
Yeah.
There's no question we'd do anything.
Right.
You'd be crucified for your kids 100%. Like, you wouldn't want to do it, you wouldn't enjoy it, but if it was between them or you, you'd pick you every time.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. It's the greatest story ever told, and it's a true one. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one thing I've been trying to wrap my head around is that like him being crucified was plan A. Like it wasn't plan B.
from the get-go.
Like this wasn't something that was like, hey, I created this and then it happened to get messed up, so now I have to go down there and redeem them. No, it was like it was plan A from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it was. He knew before, during, and after what he was going to do, what he had planned to do, and it was like, to me, that was a whole new revelation of like, I'd kind of always seen it. I didn't realize it, but I always seen it as plan B. Like, because of the sin, he had to come down. It was like, no. This was the plan the whole time. Like, this was the plan. And it like just, that moment wrecked me. And then my big takeaway was, I heard it the other day, and I pulled this up to make sure I got the meaning right. But when he died, or right before he died, his final words were tetelestai, which is, it is finished. And tetelestai has 3 different meanings. It means paid in full, which is like a receipt, like so something was purchased. It also had a military term of mission accomplished. So like when you would conquer an area, tetelestai would be, we'd finish conquering it. The mission was finished. And the last one is they used for a sentence served. So if someone served in the prison system, tetelestai. And all 3 had the same meaning. So when he died, and right as he was being crucified, he yelled tetelestai, he meant it as, I've paid in full the debt of your sins, and I have the receipt. The mission was accomplished, where I've conquered the devil and I've conquered evil, and in the end, the mission is accomplished. And the last one is that the judgment that you should have deserved from separating yourself from God, the sentence has been served through my blood. And it was like, it wrecked me. Like, and I learned that, and then lately my one of my favorite songs is King of Hearts by Brandon Lake. Like, I don't know why, every time I was listening one time when we were driving up to
Got a
Reading.
good beat.
No, yeah, but I was literally, it sounds so lame. I was like driving by myself, or not by myself. Everybody was asleep. We're driving home. We're driving to Reading, and there's like this line where it was like, I looked to my side. I only had seconds. Please remember we met when you're seated high in heaven. And like, just one of the other men on the cross was just like, first mocked him, and then looked at him and goes like, hey, like I know that I don't deserve what you're going to do, but just please remember my name. Just like imagine that desperate cry at like the end of just like just feeling the full weight of your sin as that other man on the cross, and then like seeing this man that you know didn't do anything, serving a sentence right next to you worse than you're serving, and that like clearly now you've come to realize as a son of God, and just going like, hey, I don't even deserve to be in your presence, but please just remember we met, remember my name. And then it says, he looked at me and he spoke softly, and he said, this time tomorrow we will be seated both in heaven, or we will both be in paradise. And I was like, dude, I lost it. I was like, just in a moment where he is bearing full weight of sin, in a moment where he's just physically exhausted, he's just brutally beaten, it's puffed, it's everything, and he has the kindness and the tenderness to look to someone who doesn't deserve it, who actually deserves to be on that cross, and goes, tomorrow you'll be with me in paradise because I just paid your sins right here. And it's like, whoa, that's what that means. That like God is so good that if he didn't do another thing for me, like if he never healed me of anything or provided for me or he, fixed a situation that I put myself in, that he's still worthy of my praise because I don't get what I deserve.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know why this year it's hit me a lot heavier than past years, but that's been my takeaway.
I like that. There's a lot in there, and I think there's just.
I rambled.
No, you're
No,
good.
that's good, dude.
I think we've all said like a bunch of different variations of it, and I think there's obviously a very distinct correlation as the four of us in this room are fathers, and like I couldn't imagine, and it's happened throughout the Bible in a couple different areas, obviously, but I could not imagine if like the Lord like spoke to me, right, and told me, hey, you need to sacrifice Bo. I'd be like, the heck? I'm not sacrificing my son. Like, tell me why.
Yeah.
Why would I sacrifice my son?
Yeah.
And like, now I'm about to get to be the emotional one, but I've been thinking of it through that lens, more so in the last like couple weeks. But the fact that it was always plan A. So you went in with this idea of these people are awful, they're going to ruin my earth, but they're my creations. So the plan is I'm going to send myself in my son's form as a human, right? And the plan is he's going to carry the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weight and a debt, a mission that will be accomplished and served forever. But I'm going to do it through my son as a father. Like, when I think of that, I'm like, dude, there's no freaking way, even with the faith that I have, that I would be able to sacrifice my own child.
No.
There's no way. Like, I'm saying that out loud. Like, I would love to be like, yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Dude, there's no way. Like, I love those kids. Mm-hmm. And then it takes me back down this other path because I went all through it. I like sat there and I was like, there's no way I'd sacrifice my kid. And then I went through, I love those kids unconditionally, no matter what. And then I'm like, wait, but God also loves us unconditionally, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, well, you're better than me, apparently. Obviously, you are. That's why you are the good father. But like, and that's why none of us are good. But I could not. I still haven't been able to get to like wrap my brain around being able to sacrifice my own child because of the greater good. Like I've been, when I think through it that lens, it hits me even more because I'm like, dang, dude, like
Yeah.
sacrificing a kid, I feel like outside of my wife is the most gnarly thing you could ever ask me to do. I'll sacrifice my businesses, my house, my clothes, my cars, myself all day long. But my child and my wife, that's a different story. And then it just got me to think even more so how powerful that is. And then like hearing all three of you and your guys' stories, I'm just like layering on and layering on and layering on. I'm like, dang, dude, like we don't deserve any of it. We don't even deserve to be talking about it.
No.
Right.
And it just hits. And like you said, I don't know why it's hitting me harder this year.
Dude, I don't know.
I think it's because we're spiritually maturing, right? And we're growing and we're fathers and we're trying to be men of God and we're trying to do the right things and we're trying. But
it's crazy. But he's 3 and 1 too, right? Like there's that factor too.
Yeah.
Like you saying you wouldn't sacrifice your son, but you would sacrifice yourself.
for sure.
Just like and that's where it's like it's kind of what you were saying, we can't understand him. We don't serve a God that is easy to understand,
Right.
easy to know. Like that's why he's so worthy, is because we will never, no matter how much time and effort we put in to try to understand him and comprehend him, he is always worthy of our praise and affection because he's so vast and amazing. And it's like Jesus, while being a man, was still fully God. And while was the Son of God, was also the Father, right? Like, and so he wanted to die for us. And it was like he did it because he had to accomplish the mission, but he did it because he loves his kids, and that's just, I don't know. It's so incredible, like that he sees us with that much love when we're not worth it. Like,
Yeah, because I couldn't fathom it, man.
No chance.
Even if my child was the most awful thing on the planet, I wouldn't be able to. I can't fathom it.
No.
I mean, there's days when your kids are bad, and that's never. It's still, I would do anything.
Even punishing them when they deserve it isn't enjoyable.
I tell my kids that all the time. Whenever they're in trouble for anything, I'm like, this hurts to do.
Yeah.
I'm not finding joy in this.
No.
And what you said, that's been a very powerful thing the last few years where, you'll see these YouTube videos and they're like, I don't believe in God. What kind of God sacrifices his son? And you could hear that and be like, yeah, what kind of God? But then when you're a father, you're like, oh man. Ooh, man, now I'm going to get choked up.
but
That's wild love.
Yeah.
Because none of us would do that. For us to say, like, dude, like, if someone was crossing the street right now, some random lady, there is a possibility I'd jump in front of the car for them. Because my life, like, yeah, I would do that. But, like, to say, like, I'm going to give my son or my daughter, like, heck no.
Yeah, no chance.
So it's wild. It makes his love not this, like, weird power trip or like, oh, I gave my son. It's like, no, that's crazy love. But, man, we're all getting choked.
And we get to, like, because of that, we get to share in the inheritance as co-heirs with Jesus Christ. Where it's like, it's not like God did this because he was lonely.
Yeah.
Like he's a 3 in 1. It's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. It wasn't like, oh man, really sick of these two guys. Time to make something new. But to do that and then take a creation that ignores you and hates you and spits on you and tells you that you're nothing and does depravity to children and to all these different things and go, I'm going to redeem them.
Yeah.
If they just believe in me, to share in, they get to share in the inheritance because of my son. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's
Yeah.
like this weird thing. Like being a Christian is so weird. Like I'm going to be honest. Like in my mind, I'm like, we either like we know the greatest non-secret secret of all times, or we're all just total lunatics. And it's
There's
like
a little bit of both.
yeah. I mean, some people,
Well,
some Christians
That's why
even
it's
are
faith.
lunatics.
That's why it's faith.
Yeah. I mean, believing in something you can't see is literally
crazy.
is faith.
Yeah.
Right. And I it's a dumb analogy, but it's true. Like I believe my car's going to get me from here to the next place. I'm not checking the tires. I'm not checking underneath. I'm not checking
faith in it.
all those things. I just have faith that the car's going to get me there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know how. That's more likely to break down than my faith in God, you know, and I can pick that car apart because it's a lemon outside more than people can pick Christianity apart. But I think like we've said, but like the biggest thing is just we're not designed and meant to understand.
No.
We're just not. We're not, you know, and I say it all the time, and I said it already once, but it's like if we knew these answers and could understand the weight that we're all carrying in different ways and feeling them in different ways, then we wouldn't need a God to run to. We wouldn't need a God to talk to. We wouldn't need Jesus's help. We wouldn't need to cry out. We wouldn't need to be like, hey, I put myself in this really bad spot, dude. Like, can you help me? Like, we wouldn't need that. We would be on his level. We would be a God level. But you can't have multiple gods. Look at superhero movies. It just doesn't work. And yeah, I don't know. I just think there's so much we can go into this with our faith journeys and what it means, but it's just, dude, it's just powerful.
It's powerful and it's real.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we believe. And so, like, I think that's a big thing that's been hitting me lately is like having faith, right? You can't prove it, you know, with like to somebody other than it's real to me. Like, I believe it full-heartedly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that has to change you. You know, if what we're talking about isn't real to us, then it's going to show in our lives, you know? And I think the point I'm trying to make is like, do I believe what I'm saying? Like, do I believe this story that happened to be true? And if the answer is yes, that should radically make us different and set apart, you know?
Yeah.
And because it is the most amazing victory in all of human history, in all of history, is Jesus conquering death, coming back for us, to redeem us,
Yeah.
to invite us into that glory. It is just incredible.
Yeah, I've been feeling convicted in that lately because I heard a great analogy the other day. It was like, imagine you are in New York, and it's September 10th, and you know what happens September 11th. Like, what would you do? It's like I'd be standing at the bottom of the trade centers begging people to not go in
Fighting
the
them.
next day, and they'd be like, "You're a lunatic, you're crazy." And I he's like, would you let any of that stop you, or would you just sit there and just beg people for even the hope that they would listen and go, I'm not going to come in tomorrow, you know? And it's like, and yet so many of us, like, we know this and we don't share our faith at all. And I was like, and I was like, yeah, it's like, because I've been that person a lot of my life. I'm like, oh, well, my life will be how I live my life will be a sacrifice and show people that, you know,
There's a difference.
that there's a difference. And and I do think that is part of it. Like, you can't, I would beg to argue, like, there's a part in the Bible that says, you know, there's people going to get to heaven. They're going to be like, hey, I cast out demons in your name and I did miracles. And he goes, depart from me, I never knew you. And it's like, if there's really no, like, fruit on your tree, there's no love for the Father and the Son there, like, your life isn't really going to change. Like, you're not really, like, you're not going to see that change in your life. So throwing the tag label of I'm a Christian on your shirt just to, you know, make you feel better is not, I don't want to get down a whole nother discussion, but it hit me so hard of like, do I have that kind of conviction in my faith when I talk to other people about it? That's like a September 10th moment where I'm like, hey, I know what's coming. Like, please. And to be thought a fool is okay. So anyway, that's been heavy on my heart lately.
That's epic.
I mean, it goes back to the story.
The story.
The Bible is the story. Jesus' life, God, 3 in 1.
Yeah.
What we believe, what we practice, what we truly try to live out is the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, the I think just the weight of like being a follower of Jesus and knowing that Jesus is the Son of God and he died and rose again for my sins is the craziest phenomenon that I can't explain, but I can explain, you know?
Oh yeah, that hurts my brain.
And it's like, Jordan, I think you said it like recently, like where I think a real life takeaway from what we're all talking about is we are currently and will forever be, but currently right now, the height of everything like is Christians have a really bad rap, right? We are these crazy people. We are hypocrites. We are picked on. We are the devil because love is love. And we are all these things that, you know, make it a hard life to live. Like it would be so much easier if I just woke up one day and I was like, dude, I don't believe anymore. I don't care anymore. Like, leave me alone. Don't classify me with all these crazies. I have no moral compass. I have no accountability to anyone outside of my family. Like, that would be easy, actually. You know? Like, not worried about getting canceled because I have a Bible verse on the bottom of the coffee bags at Hidden House. Like, you know, like all those things, like what Jesus went through, that's just like a small glimpse in our daily lives, but we're living it out. We're seeing it. You know, Christians get, you know, lack of better terms, probably a wrong term to use in this context, but crucified all the time. And with social media and like, look what, like with Charlie Kirk, how that got turned into this whole thing. Like, I don't even care what you believe about him or what not. The fact that somebody got brutally shot on live television like that is something that should have been like sad, but instead it turned into oh, he's a Christian, he's a bigot, he's all these things. It's like, bro, like how did we get so disconnected from just reality and having compassion? At Christians as well. Christians are some of the worst at it. But I'm like thinking even through it in that lens of, dang, like what Jesus went through the rest of his life on earth was just a small glimpse of the stuff that we're seeing now. And again, it's going to happen forever. Like the Nigerian Christians and everything, it's going to happen forever. And so for me, I find it even more imperative that my faith is solid.
Yeah.
So I can't be shaken because it would be really easy to, like I said, decide to just U-turn, you know, about face and go the other direction.
That's why we don't put our faith in people.
Yeah.
We don't follow Christians, right? We follow Christ.
Yeah.
And that's where I think there's such a disconnect sometimes for people. It's like, well, I don't want to be like them. It's like, no, you don't. We're all hypocrites. But guess what? Everybody's a hypocrite, not just Christians. Everybody's a hypocrite. Only Christ is worthy to be followed. Yeah. And that's who we set as our model. And we'll always fall short, but that's what we should strive to be like. You know, amen. So it's yeah.
Well, gentlemen, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Convicting, challenging.
And somehow we celebrate this joyous time by stuffing eggs full of candy and making our children run around to go grab them.
Dude.
Hitting sugar highs and dealing with your kids hiding Easter eggs in the house and eating chocolate when they're not supposed to. It might just be something I'm dealing with this week, but you know, I'm just bringing my personal life in there.
I just saw my account go off at Target because Devin's buying Easter egg stuff.
Dude, literally yesterday I looked at Harper.
mine's-
I was like, she like ran over to her toy box and like I see her head dip into the toy box. I was like, what are you doing? Nothing. I was like, that's not nothing. I'm gonna give you one opportunity to tell me the truth before I walk over to your toy box and I go look. She goes, oh, someone put candy in there. I was like, did someone put candy in there or did you put candy in there?
Come
So then
on.
we did that. Then I was like, okay, bring it to me. She brought me the candy. I was like, is there any more candy in there? She's like, I don't think so. And I was like, well, again, I'm gonna give you one chance to go look and make sure there's none in there before I walk over there and I look through. And she's
on.
like, oh, look at that. There's more candy.
The Easter bunny's early.
That one. And then my son yesterday, Hudson, when he was doing his prayer, we were talking about honest prayers. He was like, hey, Jesus. That's how we started off the prayer.
cool.
And we all started laughing. And he got self-conscious. And I was like, no, dude, like, that's how we want to
Yeah.
approach Jesus. Like, he's a friend.
good.
I was like, so go with it. And he was like, okay. So, hey, Jesus.
That's so cool.
I was hyped. It was such a cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Before you end, I want to read this real fast.
go for it.
I feel like this would be a good ending. Just again, I feel like it's going back to the weight of everything. I feel like I think I'm going to continuously, as we get older, and as long as I keep developing spiritually and maturity wise, but spiritually,
Maturing.
I think it's gonna I think it's just gonna hit you in different ways, like all the time. Like Good Friday never was really that big of a deal to me. Like I understood. I'm like, oh yeah, Jesus, like he went through it today, but look what happened 3 days later, 2.5 days later, you know. But when you again, if you just listen to all of our different versions of what it means to us, like that explains like the heaviness, you know. And it's something that we shouldn't mourn. We should rejoice in. But I think there needs to be like a somberness to that, and it should be a sobering moment for people. And I don't want it to be jaded by Peeps candy and egg coloring. Like we're not like great,
Yellow
but
dye number
it's
2.
right. But it's our job, I think, as leaders in our home and as fathers to make sure our children know these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole nother topic with Christians not celebrating any of those things. Like that's whatever, you guys do you. Like there's a place where you can still have fun, but also make sure our family understands like why, you know. But I keep referencing Psalms because I've been reading that book. And
yeah.
dude, it's radically rocking my world. In a
What
good
book?
way. It's just I always butcher it. I'll say it.
Nope, I got you. Just give me like half a second.
I'll read this while you find it. But it's a psalm that is very popular. Even Coolio sang about it. But it's a good song. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This is like a really good spot. I said it earlier, but even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Like the even though, like I never thought of it up until recently. It's literally saying you are going to walk through crap. It's just, it doesn't matter. You're going to. And then this part, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Like you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. It's not saying you're preparing a table for us 4 Christians to hang out. It's literally saying there's a table set before us in the presence of everyone that's going to hate you, torture you, torment you, spit on you, cuss you out, want what's yours, cancel you, sue you. It's in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup will overflow. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. But those switches, like when I read that in that book, I just like literally dropped, like not literally, but I'm like sitting there and I'm like, what the heck? I've read this, I've heard this, I've sang this, I've heard numerous sermons on this 1,000,000 times in my life. And I never once switched those couple sentences in my mind of, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Like Jesus' Last Supper was literally in the presence of 2 people that were going to deny and betray him. That's presence of his enemies, right? And then I'm sitting here freaking complaining about being stuck in this like place of like, why God, why am I not here? Why am I not there? Why does John Smith have this? Why can't I have this? I've been diligent here. I've been faithful here. Why are my business still here? Like, bro, shut up. Like, you know, that switch though, the even though and the presence of my enemies like changed like everything.
Yeah.
The book was called "Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table."
That's right.
By
Don't give the enemy a seat at your
Louis
table.
Giglio.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a whole book literally on Psalm 23. When I first got it, I'm not going to lie to you, I was just like, dude, it's just another Christian dude spewing crap out where he could have finished this book in like, 2 chapters. And instead, here we are. I'm on page 200. I didn't learn anything.
You didn't know Louis Giglio, apparently.
No, I don't know, man. It just, I've really been trying to, I'm not trying to turn this into a me thing, but like I've really been trying to see the good in the bad. And I feel like I've just been in this wilderness, the wilderness analogy, and 40 years back then could be equivalent to whatever, 10 years now. But I was talking to Devin about it the other day and I was like, dude, I feel like I've been in a wilderness the last 20 years of my life. Like there has been great parts to the wilderness, right? But overall, as a whole, I feel like I've spent the last 20 years, my entire adult life, in a wilderness. And then it leads me back to like, why? And then I sit back and I think, I'm like, well, shoot, dude, like, maybe my heart posture is wrong. Maybe I'm not who I say I am. Maybe my beliefs in all these things aren't as strong as I think they are. Maybe my heart needs to be like reformed and shaped and molded. Maybe I need to cry out more to the Lord. Maybe this, maybe that, you know? And then it just like, I'm sitting there reading a psalm that I read a million times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the journey's not easy, and the load and the road is going to be long. But even though I walk through crap, there's still so much goodness, and my cup is overflowing in so many areas of my life. Like the fact that we're getting to sit here with, you know, 3 of my buddies and talking about how much this means to me is overflowing like my cup, you know. The fact that I got to get up this morning and have a warm cup of coffee and read that book is my cup overflowing. And so it's like, I just wanted to leave us with that, because I think it's so easy to get stuck in just why, like why me, or
Dude, I
you know?
I was feeling that. Like this morning, I woke up to text messages about we're like not sure if we have a crew going to Nigeria, and we're not sure if they can get to where they should be because Christians are being murdered in the streets.
And then I made a bad joke to you.
And like, granted, we're here in Santa Ana, and we might. No, just kidding. No, but like, I didn't mean to make lighthearted of a serious topic, but like the things that I was thinking about, that I was like, the things that I complain about are just so crazy to me. Like, and like, it just blows my mind. Like, we did a project where a woman literally said, deny Christ or I'm going to shoot you in the head. And she was like, I'll never deny Christ. And so they shot her, and it went through both of her eyes, left her blind. And it was like 10 years ago, but she was like, you know, if I saw my attackers today, I'd hug them. And I'd try to tell them that God loves them, and hopefully they'd listen, and one day we'd get to dance together in heaven. Wow, and I'm like, crazy. Bro, that's the kind of faith that like, that just is mind blowing. And yet I'm over here complaining because I need a few extra dollars because I want some cool new toy. You know, it's it just put it all in perspective. So, well, good dudes. Yeah.
Do you guys want to share a wilderness before? I mean, we're just going. So if you want to share a dark part, go for it.
I'm gonna let them keep going. You guys just keep rolling.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you don't have to, but I feel like, I mean, again, there's not everything is freaking easy.
No.
Yeah.
And people have this misconception of like, oh yeah, we're Christians, like life's easy. It's like, bro, no. Like, my wilderness could be drastically different than that lady that got shot in the face.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me feel silly, but like, at the same time,
God cares just as much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he cares about all those things. And that's something my wife helped me realize too, is like, you know, for a long time I felt like my problems weren't important to bring to God, because it's like, I know there's so much worse in the world. And she's like, but he cares just as much, you know?
Yeah.
And that's really set in. So yeah, I mean, I'm blessed, man, but like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, it's been an adventure starting a family, and it's an adjustment, and it's the best adjustment ever. Like, if you don't have kids, I recommend it. It's the greatest adventure ever. But it's like, it's made me step up, and it's the hardest I've ever worked in my life. And I'm so proud to, I'm so happy to. But it's I wouldn't call it a wilderness, because I mean, I'm grateful, but I just feel like I don't have time like I used to. I don't have time to, you know, dive into things as much as I would like. And it's important that I've so many moments I've had to get on my knees lately and just be like, God, I'm overwhelmed and I can't do this. I can't do all these things. I need you. And every time, without fail, it always works out, and he comes through and provides and gets me through that little valley, you know, even if it's for a short moment. It's when I drop physically, literally on my hands and knees, and just say, God, I need you. And then boom, we get through it. And it's just like, dang. And I have to remind myself, okay, stop and thank him.
Yeah.
You know, stop and be
Yeah.
grateful. Like we're doing right now is even when you text me, I was like, to come be on this, I was like, I want to stop and be thankful. I want to stop and think about this Good Friday, you know, think about the wilderness of life, not just now, but the darker moments in my life that he's brought me through, the Ebenezers, right? Those monuments that we build to remember what God's done. And so it's not just one valley, it's all of them. And just having that posture of just surrender, you know, surrendering to him and saying, like Christ did, not my will, your will be done. If you can take this from me, please, like, but I'll do what you want. And God didn't take it from him. He
didn't.
didn't.
And that's
Yeah.
another thing people forget about God. Like it's not
always
not-
going to be
No.
mercy and like you get to not experience the
no.
hardship.
And it doesn't make sense to us. And again,
No.
it goes back to we're not designed to make it doesn't make sense.
But
Like,
it was what he was meant to do.
yeah.
You know, he was, and it's like us, we sometimes will face something we don't want to face.
Yeah.
But and it might be terrifying to where we're sweating blood. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like so stressful and damaging. You know, like Jesus took damage.
Yeah.
You know, but then he came through and the scars remained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing too, is we might get through a valley, we might get through the wilderness, but the scars remain, you know, as a testament of what we came through.
Yep.
So, yeah, life's not easy,
No.
you know, and even for fortunate people or people that seem like they have it more together, man, I've realized more and more nobody knows what they're doing. Some know more than others. Yes, some people are smarter, but everybody's figuring it out.
Yeah.
And everybody needs God. Everybody needs, you know, the one person that can conquer death on his own strength. That's a strength I want to tap into.
For sure.
You know, that's a strength I need
Yeah.
because I just can't.
That's the only way you get out of these wilderness moments.
It's the only way.
Like, yeah. Mr. Hollow?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy going back if we're going to stick to that like wilderness idea, you know, the fact that when the children of Israel were in the desert, when they were in the wilderness, you know, looking for what's next, they had just left home. Like we always look at Egypt, like, oh, they were in Egypt, they were stoked to get out of there, but that's all they knew.
Yeah, good point.
Like when you're born and raised somewhere, yeah, maybe Orange County is better than, you know, growing up some Bakersfield, you know. But maybe that's all you know.
Yeah.
And so, and they weren't going to another city. They're literally lost in the wilderness, yet God provided that daily manna for them. And it was just enough. And I think sometimes we forget that we're given that just enough. And man, I would say even more. You know, with my kids, we're still, you know, I always thought it was just like you teach them at 2 and they got it. But like we have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old next week. And it's like, I'm still teaching them to say thank you. You know, they'll complain all day, I'm starving, I just want a string cheese, I just want a snack. And you finally give them a meal and they just eat it. You're like, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's just this like, oh, well, you're there to provide for me. And there have been times this season, it's always, you know, with what we do as wedding photographers, it's just like this. There's wedding season, there's off season, wedding season. And every year for the last 7 years, I could be cyclical, like the children of Israel, like, God, where are you? And then God provides. And then you're like, oh, God, where are you? But he's never failed to show up. And just this last month, like March, historically, and, you know, just looking at trends, March is always our slowest month. Nobody books in March. Weddings start happening, but nobody books in March. Like we made like $700 for the month of March. We're like, yeah, that'll pay 1/12 our rent, you know? And I remember it was a week ago and I prayed, I was like, Lord, like, okay, really need something. We need to make rent, Jesus. And like, and not that God's this genie where he just, because there have been months where it's like, God, I need you. And he ends up showing up. But man, within 24 hours, we'd booked 2 weddings and people paid. And like a day went by after they paid and I caught myself, I was like, I didn't thank God. Like I asked him for this, he provided.
Yeah.
And I just went around, I'm just doing my job. I did this. And it's wild. And so, you know, there are those times in the wilderness that you're crying out, you're needing, but looking at the story of the children of Israel in my own life, like, man, God always just here's manna. It's
Yeah.
enough to get you through. And it may not seem like enough, but if you look at that story, the people who gathered too much, it spoiled and it stunk
Yeah.
the next day. And so it's like, man, God is going to provide just enough. And in our case, man, I can't complain. We have more than enough. But yeah, man, God always shows up at the perfect time. And he is that good father that shows up right on time. It's wild. So when you're in those wilderness moments, remember that he does provide our daily manna, no matter what that looks like. It may not seem like enough, but he knows what we need. So
I love it.
that's wild.
That's
So
good.
That's so.
Boys, thank you.
Thank you for having
Jordan?
us.
Just pass it along.
Yeah,
See you guys at church on Friday.
No.
Oh, wow. After all that.
No, I might. Yeah. What,
Okay.
is there a thing going on?
It's Good Friday. Yes, we just talked about it.
Yes, we just love
So-
Jesus more
I
than
mean,
just.
is there an event happening?
So Good Friday.
There is a service. There is a service this Friday.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if you know.
Well, maybe people should look it up.
It is
that-
there.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's playing on the worship team.
Oh,
so,
are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Capo 3 all day.
I can't hold rhythm.
I
well
need to
enough
go
play
now.
drums
Let's
on
go.
that day, but
I thought you
the
did
other
play drums.
Sundays. Yeah, but not the important Sundays.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I get to play the non-important.
He's definitely
Sundays.
not playing Easter Sunday. I'm just
Is
kidding.
Head House going to be open?
For Good Friday, no.
Oh, well, I probably.
We'll probably just brew like black coffee.
Can you
But
imagine?
I don't think that's a day that it should be open. To
Amen.
be honest, I don't think people should go and get their vanilla latte at 7 p.m.
No,
Go
'cause they
and
won't
get it
sleep.
earlier in the
late.
day.
Yeah, it's late.
And go and experience the moment that we're experiencing the weight of.
Yeah.
But
He's going to brew Folgers on Friday.
I am
that?
going to make you all appreciate
He's putting
what's
us all in the
happening on
wilderness.
Sunday.
Here's some bitterness.
But appreciate you guys for sharing. Mr. Jordan, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. I don't,
All right.
I don't know how to
That's
end this,
it.
but as always, be a good dude.